Good evening, and welcome back for another Fireside Chat. Brother Joe 7 out here on the High Plains Homestead. Last time I made a Fireside Chat, it was about old knives, and a young man by the name of Zach said, why don't you make one about old guns? And so that's exactly what this Fireside Chat is about, an old gun. This firearm here is a M44, which is also called a Mosin Nagant, and it's an old Russian battle rifle. Now the first thing you do whenever you have a firearm is you gotta unload it. And so this one has a little built-in magazine with a clip on the bottom. All of my guns are loaded because, as I like to say, there's nothing more worthless than an unloaded gun. And basically, if you have an unloaded gun, it's just a club. Okay, nice and unloaded, nothing in the magazine, nothing in the chamber. This type of a gun, this one has a stamp on it from when it was made, 1953 this one was made. I believe they were used in World War II by the Russians. It's pretty old, it's an old rifle. It's heavy, it's got that kind of stoutness that you want. The stock is made out of wood. There's a couple different lengths of this firearm, and this one is the shorter length. Some of them are super long. This one is the shorter one. And I got this gun as an incentive to get good grades when I was a young man. My father used to give me $5 for each A that I had on either a quarterly or a semesterly basis. And one semester or one quarter, instead he gave me this. We had 8 classes, so that was about 40 bucks because I kept pretty good grades. And at the time, these weapons only cost like $40. This was back in the early 2000s, probably around, 2004 or 2005, and they were at most of the gun shows, and you could pick them up through some of those magazines, through an FFL or something, for about $40. I think as of now, they're more like 100 or 150, which is still super cheap. One of the things about them is that the standard old Soviet ammo that they have is corrosive. It's got corrosive primers, which isn't a huge deal. It just means that when you get done shooting it, you need to clean it a special way. You need to take some ammonia, which is like Windex, or just ammonia, and squirt it down the barrel as soon as you're done, and then whenever you clean it, you disassemble it and you clean it with Dawn dish soap. So it holds, what does it hold? 4 down in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. It's pretty simple. It has a sight here with adjustable ranges on it from 100 out to 1,000 yards. I have only shot it up to about 100 or 200 yards open sights. It's a good rifle. I've seen some videos online of people shooting them real far. It's simple. It's pretty plain. You pull it back like this to cock it. You slide it forward. So, pretty simple rifle. The bolt slides back, forward, right? Turn it safety like that. Turn it back forward. Pretty simple. When you have it in safety, it just disengages the trigger. Put it back forward. To take the bolt out, you just have to pull the trigger, and then it slides right out like that. The bolt isn't incredibly hard to take apart. I just did it, but it's kind of like one of those blacksmith's puzzles. There's only 3 pieces, and they only move a very limited amount of time, but it's going to take too long to show you in this short video. Maybe in the future I can make a whole how to disassemble, clean, and etc. But when it's out, this is just very simple here. And then if you want to go and clean it with the soap, you can push these little indentions. It's like a spring. You slide this metal part up. You do the same thing here with the spring and slide this metal part up, and then the whole metal comes out of the stock. You can wash it with Dawn and water, and then you reassemble it back together. Put this back in here. This one has a built-in, what's it called? Pike style dagger. It's kind of round. It's not like a blade. You're not going to be slicing anybody with it, but you can definitely stab them with it, or you can use it to hold your gun up out there in the wilderness, or you can just make it look cool. When we shot it, it seemed like maybe we were more accurate when we had the bayonet out, but who knows. I got this one, like I said, when I was in high school as a reward for doing well. And the idea that my father had at the time was they're just so stinking cheap, you could use it like as a car gun. You could throw one of these in your trunk of your car or in your truck or something, and if, God forbid, someone breaks in and steals it from you, oh, big whoop, you lost $40, right? But if you need it to fight your way back home from your job or whatever, it's a good long gun. It'll shoot pretty far, and the bullets are some pretty serious bullets. Here's the ammo. I might try to hold it up there. Sometimes our camera has trouble refocusing. And here is some 308 hunting ammo. So it's kind of like the slightly bigger brother of 308. I'm pretty sure, I've been doing a little bit of research, 308 is called like 7.62 by something, 49 or 50 NATO as well when they measure it in millimeters, and the stuff that the M44 shoots is 7.62 by 54R, so it's just a little bit longer. It's basically the same diameter, and it packs a wallop. This gun has no recoil action. It's got a metal butt plate. It's a bolt action rifle. It's kind of heavy, but man, when you shoot it, you definitely know you're shooting the gun and that you're a man. It kicks pretty good. The ammunition was $16 at a gun store near where my father-in-law lives for 20 rounds, and this is non-corrosive. This stuff you can shoot and you don't have to worry about the primers pitting your barrel. Pretty simple stuff. It's tool ammo, so you know it's got the steel case and it's from Russia, but from Russia with love. But this gun is from Russia with love, so I don't find it as a big deal. And again, you know, just a cheap thing. Pretty fun though. If you can get one, I'd say it's worth it, especially if you're a young person starting out and you don't have, you know, several $100s to throw at a 308 deer rifle or something. I think they make some stock, or not some stock, some of those old scopes that are like the weirdo Russian side saddle kind of scope action that they have. Sometimes they put them on like the Dragunovs and stuff. All in all though, I'd say it's a pretty good gun, and you could definitely beat somebody with it or stab them, and you might be able to see this. Let me get a little closer maybe. I carved a 7 into the back of it because it's wood and it's my weapon, and it already had some other stamps and carvings in it. It has a place for a sling. All in all good, and man, the ammo is so cheap. Whenever my dad got me this, he also bought me, you can get, they call them a spam can. It's like a crate of almost 1,000 rounds. I think it says 768 on top of it, but it's Soviet era metal, square, big, really heavy in a wooden case, and it's got like, it looks kind of like a pull tab, but it also looks like they melted lead or something on top. So, and I tried to pull it one time. It's going to take a little bit of gusto, but man, it's sealed for the apocalypse in there. That ammo, however, is the corrosive ammo. And so if you have that, you just have to know in your mind, okay, you know, when I get done, I need to pour a little ammonia down the barrel, and that neutralizes the corrosive element in it, and then later on you just clean it with soap and water. So, M44, pretty good gun. I certainly like having it. I just keep it either in my garage or I put it up on my mantle. You do need to clean it occasionally. It got a little rusty, but it's easy to clean. All right, shalom, y'all.